Hello, my dear kids. Very good afternoon. This is Sundar Rabindranathan here. Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Yes, awesome. Lovely, lovely, lovely to see all you guys today on a Monday afternoon. So let me see who are all here. Okay. All right, guys. Just hold on, guys. So, my dear kids, yet another series, yet another session, and today we are going to deal with alarm clock. When we say an alarm clock, typically the mechanism is very, very similar to that of a clock. The only thing is we have an option where to sound an alarm when at the time that we require. Yes? Okay, guys, let us jump into the session. Right, a quick word about Vedantu Young Wonders, something that I do all the time. In case there are new people who do not know much about the channel, we are a channel for 6th, 7th and 8th grades. And yes, what do we do? Academically, we got you covered on 4 subjects: mathematics, science, social and English grammar. And how much do we cover? We cover your entire year syllabus, specifically for CBSE and with the touch of ICSE as well. Alright? And non-academically, you find that series like this, how does this work? Small components, equipments around us, which we use on a daily basis, but many a times we wonder how they work. And to ensure that we provide you with enough learning on that front, we have chosen to run this series. And I'm sure all of you are benefiting, because that could clearly, we could see that with the way you guys are supporting us. Great. Now, my dear kids, along with how does it work, Pritesh sir is also running a beautiful series on spoken English. All right, small day-to-day conversations, greetings, how do the kind of vocabulary you need to use. Spoken English series is going on. We call it as English Winglish. And number 3 is we also conduct spell bee contests on Sunday evenings, specifically at 7 p.m. And you know what? Yesterday almost 600 people joined. Massive. I'm sure, guys, that clearly shows that you guys are simply loving spell bee as well. Yeah. So guys, overall a fascinating channel to be with. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I am sure you will not be disappointed. I can guarantee you that. You're going to simply love it. Okay, I think it's time we should jump in. Shall we? Yes, guys, hold on a second. Awesome. So, my dear kids, here we go. Right. So, by the way, my dear kids, in case you are looking for a subscription where you want kind of unlimited doubts, because doubts is exactly what differentiates a kind of a slow learner and a bright learner. Bright learner, somehow they create opportunities to get their doubts solved. So in case you're looking for unlimited doubt solving, you want teachers to be all the time around you to get your doubts solved, you want unlimited access to live sessions, right? This is the subscription that you got to watch out for. And along with that, you know what is going to happen? You will also be provided with beautifully crafted tests, assignments, all right, and notes as well. So guys, and more than anything, you are going to be taught by the best of teachers in India, Vedantu's master teachers. So it's a great subscription. Guys, you know what is the best part? You note down this link and the teacher code that is there on your screen. I'm sure you are able to see that, right? Yes, vdnt.in/ytpro. And the teacher code is SRPRO. When you use this teacher code, today and tomorrow, you will be able to get a massive discount, more than 30%. So guys, don't miss out. It's a great opportunity for all of you. Only for today and tomorrow. After that, we might not have this. Okay? Done deal? Alright, I'm sure many of you are going to get benefited out of this. So, my dear kids, just give me a minute. Okay. Right, guys. So, how does the clock work? Yes? Right, guys? So what is a clock? Of course, clock is a tool that we use to identify the time of the day, correct? Now there are different types of clocks, my dear kids. So we have the two types of alarm clocks. See, initially the clock was something which was invented. If you look at the concept of a clock, it was way back in 450 BC. It was there, 450 BC. All right, we have the Greek philosopher Plato, right? He had this concept of using clocks. He had a water clock. All right, water clock, the concept remained the same, but they used water. We have the sand clock, right? Similar. So slowly it went on. In the 1700s, we had the analog clock invented. All of you know analog clock, right? Different ways in which you will find a pendulum clock is one form of analog clock. You will also find a clock with gears, right? The small, you call it as needles that were there, right? They are called gears. A clock with gears. That's another type of analog clock. So different types of clocks were invented in 1700 itself. Okay. However, the digital clock, the alarm clock, was typically invented in 1847. Right? 1847 by Levi Hutchins. Right. So, kids, hold on a second. I'm just trying to open your chats to see you guys are some issues happening. Just trying to figure out what is that. Just give me a minute. Okay, so analog. What do we mean by an analog alarm clock? We call it as a timepiece. It was also used, this name was also used. It's called a timepiece. Okay, so you had an alarm suppressor in the middle and a sound, something that sounds of the alarm, all right, on both the sides. That is an analog clock. Digital clock, we all know, right? We just typically, it's not, you don't have a needle, instead numbers. This is a digital clock. So now you know what is an alarm clock, what is a digital clock, right? Okay, awesome. Hold on a second, guys. Why am I not able to see your chats? Strange. Okay. Hey kids, unable to see your chats. Look at the pendulum clock. Simple functioning of a pendulum clock. So we have an oscillator, right? An oscillator which keeps oscillating, and that needs to have an energy source. That is when the oscillator will keep doing. See guys, if you observe the olden clocks and all, you had they used to give key to the clock, because the key, it has a spring system inside with which it used to create that energy, push that energy in the form of a spring. Yeah, now I see you guys. Kunjilal Patel, don't worry, I'm going to explain it. So guys, it is just to differentiate between what are the different types of clocks. I will get into the explanation. Give me a few more minutes, okay? So now you know how does a pendulum clock, what is a pendulum clock, right? It has a pendulum which oscillates. And that oscillation of the pendulum is typically triggered by a spring action which is there inside the clock at the back side. And where does the spring get the energy and the stretch? You call it as that, the energy from by giving a key. It's a completely manual option, and periodically every week or periodically 3-4 days once they used to give key at that time. I used to see these kind of clocks in my grandfather's house. So guys, now coming back to an analog alarm clock. My dear kids, I also wanted to speak to you a little about. Hi Bhumika, I am fine. Okay Karan, it's all right. Oh Arpit, awesome. Hi Mayank. I am fine. Hi Shreyashri. Guys, happy Raksha Bandhan to every one of you. Yup. Awesome. Nitika Roy. Hi. Jyotir Aditya Patel. Hey guys. Yantrika. So guys, before I get into this, let me explain a small thing. Let's take something in olden days. Now you see the clocks have become very, very cost effective. You get these kind of clocks even for as less as 150 rupees, right? If you look at it, we have something called as a quartz clock. In analog clock itself, forget, I'm keeping alarm clock aside. In analog clocks itself, you have something called quartz clock, right? What is a quartz clock? So my dear kids, all of you know the mineral quartz. A quartz clock, all right, is something which has a quartz crystal at the back side. So quartz is a crystal, Quartz. Quartz is a crystal which conducts electricity, and when you kind of rub that crystal, it creates an electric wave, current. At the same time, when you pass current into the crystal, it creates a very, very high vibrating frequency. What kind of frequency? Per second, it creates vibrations as fast as 32,768. Alright. Vibrations per second. So, then this is calculated and an electric pulse is generated. Every second, one electric pulse is generated because of the quartz. And that pulse is used to rotate the motor. Alright, that pulse is used to rotate the motor. My dear kids, I'm going to play one video for all of you. With that, you will have a fair idea as to how this works. Are you ready to watch the video? Hey guys, focus. Ready? Yo! Awesome. So let's watch a small video for a minute and then we'll come back. Yeah? Here we go. This is more on a pendulum style clock.
Basically, here's how a clock works. The power source, mainspring or weight, provides the power to move the gears or wheels in the wheel train. There's a lot of power stored here, so we must have some way to control its release. That control is provided by the escapement. This anchor assembly acts like a switch to slowly meter the release of power one tooth at a time through the escape wheel. The rate at which this escape wheel turns is controlled by the pendulum, the timing source. The length of the pendulum determines the rate at which it swings back and forth. Longer, slower, shorter, faster. The pendulum assembly is connected to the escapement through the crutch, which allows the escapement and the pendulum to work together. The escapement also provides power through the crutch to keep the pendulum swinging. The escape wheel controls how fast all the wheels in the wheel train turn. The gear ratios in the wheel train are selected so that one arbor somewhere in the clock turns exactly once per hour to display the time in minutes. That's where we put the big hand on the clock. In order to display both hours and minutes, the Motion Works divides the hourly rotation of the minute hand by 12 to move the hour hand once around the dial for every 12 rotations of the minute hand. And that's it.
Did you guys get it? Yeah. Prachi. Okay, Prachi is asking, sir, who invented the clock? Guys, clock was invented, the concept of clock was invented thousands of years ago. Right, way back in 450, I just telling you, right? Plato, the Greek philosopher, was using the concept of a clock already. However, in 1700s, the clock, the analog clock was invented. 1756 something. Yeah. And Levi Hutchins or someone. No. It was someone else. Levi Hutchins invented the analog clock, an alarm clock. That happened in 1847. Okay. So guys, now, so this is how the clock looks like, a alarm clock typically. You call it as a needle or a hand. Both the words are being used. An alarm hand generally has a different color. You use the needle, the rotator at the back side to tune it and keep the alarm exactly the time that you want. Okay, it's an analog alarm clock. And minutes hand is the longest one. And you also have a hour hand which shows the hour. The thicker one you see, right? Exactly at 9 Yes, that is called a hour hand. So my dear kids, at the back side of the alarm clock, what do you have? You have a speaker, you have a snooze function. You want to temporarily put off the alarm clock, you click on the snooze, right? An alarm switch, only if you enable it, whatever alarm that you have kept will work. Otherwise, it will not work. And these settings are almost the same in all types of alarm clocks. Are you guys clear? Right. So this time knob control is typically the rotator which will help you set the alarm. Guys, are you clear with what is an alarm clock at the back side? What are front side and the back side? Both the hands, hour, minute and second hand, that is the needles. And at the back side, what are the options that are there? Prachi, it is Levi Hutchins, 1847. Okay. See, Sneha, if the alarm clock is not having a speaker, that means it is an analog alarm clock, and it has a vibrator which creates the sound. You don't need a speaker for it. Clear? See, guys, at the back, my dear kids, watch this very carefully. At the back side, you will always have 3 gears. You see that round shaped thing with those needles, right? They are called gears. There are 3 gears. One for second, one for minute, right? Yeah, one for second, one for minutes, and the one for hours. 3 gears are there, you can see them. And depending on the pulse that is generated, all the 3 gears keep moving at a time, right? All the 3 gears keep moving at a time. So see, this is what is inside of the alarm clock. Kunjilal, analog clock is invented in 1756 if I'm not wrong. Someone was invented it. I'm not able to recollect the exact name. So digital clock is typically simple. You have all the binary settings very clearly. And see guys, the pulse is always the same whether it is digital or analog. In an analog, the pulse is generated in the form of a quartz or any other thing. And that pulse is used to trigger the motor and keep all the gears moving. My dear kids, again I repeat, there is a pulse generated. See, quartz is a material, a crystal, which creates that, that vibration. And with that vibration, you will be able to generate a pulse. The circuit, there is a circuit attached to the quartz. The circuit generates the pulse. And because of the pulse, the gears start moving. All the 3 gears. And that's how you see movement in the clock. Right? Similarly, instead of the movement, the same pulse is triggered and it triggers a binary movement. The numbers start moving in an alarm clock. As simple as that. Okay, so let me see if you guys have any more doubts. Thank you guys. Multiple works of brothers. So digital clock typically, digital in nature, it shows numbers, displays numbers. Analog clock, it also has numbers, but the movement is always calculated manually through a needle. No needle is there in a digital clock, it just has numbers. Simple. Okay? So what are the parts of a digital clock? An LED display, you see it. You have a buzzer to switch it off, switch it on. Right, you have a switch to switch on whether the alarm should work or not. Once the alarm works, you press the buzzer to stop it. Now transformer, typically, transformer is to generate that pulse. Okay, the oscillator is to switch back and forth. Right, all the gears to switch back and forth to keep the clock moving. You see that even in a digital clock, you see that colon mark, dot appearing, right? Often appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing. Yes, that's exactly where the job of the oscillator comes in. See, the circuit typically, it converts that DC current that comes in, right, into AC and creates the pulse. Wherever you find an oscillator, it will convert AC into DC, DC into AC. It oscillates back and forth. I do not know whether you guys remember, what we dealt with earlier in the earlier chapter. So the digital alarm clock overall, if you have, it has a buzzer, it has a switch. Inside that, you have a circuit which absorbs the current, creates a pulse and keeps the binary clock ticking. Hello, Yantrika. Okay, Divyam, you are saying that Antoine Ryder was the first to patent, but it was invented by Levi Hutchins. Someone invented it, but someone got the copyright. But the inventor is always an inventor. It is Levi Hutchins who invented it. Clear? Okay. So digital clocks rely heavily on electronic parts because they need that circuitry to be perfect. And they are the ones which regulate the flow of electrical current to create that pulse. Right? So in a digital clock, instead of using bells and hammers, the way someone said, right? Sir, I don't have a speaker in my clock. You can always, through the pulse, when the required time for the alarm is reached, it can generate a noise. Okay? Yes. My dear kids, any questions now? Mithali is saying, sir, can you explain the integrated circuit? How is the timer set in the clock? You have an option at the back to set the time. You can always set the time in the alarm. This is the time I want to set. There is an option. And sir, how does an integrated circuit work? Guys, as I said, there needs to be a power source with which, current is received. And the circuit through the oscillator converts that current into a signal, a pulse. Alright, that pulse is nothing but something that triggers the movement. The movement can be analog in an analog clock. If it is digital, it is in the form of numbers. It triggers one pulse per second. It keeps going and coming like this. Okay, so that's where the circuit, becomes super important. Typically capacitors, we know what is the use of a capacitor. It stores current and then moves it outside into signals. Okay. Awesome. Guys, are you ready for a Menti? Let us see. Yeah, Divyam, you become very, very smart now. Divyam started pinging, sir. It is invented by Levi Hutchins, 1787. Yes, 1787, Levi Hutchins. But before that itself, analog was invented. Okay. 1847 is when, yeah, it got patented. Yeah. Okay. Sir, how does a mobile work as that? Sir, mobile, the concept of a mobile, the clock in a mobile and a digital alarm clock are the same. No change. Okay, jumping into Menti. Give me a yo, guys. Let's jump into Menti. Guys, before I jump to Menti, one quick recap. So typically there are two types of clocks, digital clock and an alarm clock, analog clock. So analog was the oldest one which was there. Digital clocks were invented recently. The first digital clock was invented in 1787, I'm sorry, right? And its patent was obtained in 1847. Okay, and Levi Hutchins was the one. It was done in New Hampshire, but patent was obtained in another place. That's a different thing. Now, how does it work? If you look at it, if I have to explain the functioning of a quartz clock, so to put it very simply, you have you have the right material which can trigger a pulse, which is quartz in this case. So now quartz clocks are not there. You directly use digital mechanisms. Once you have an electric source like a battery provides current. When the current passes through material like quartz, it triggers vibration very fast, 32,768 times per second, and through that a pulse is generated with the help of a circuit. That pulse is used to move the motor, motor which is attached to all the three gears, namely the second, minute and hour gears for all the three, and they keep moving. As simple as that. So I think I made myself clear. I'm moving on to Menti, guys. Hey guys, can we move to Menti? Give me a yo if you guys are super cool and ready. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So for people who are new, let me tell you this. You have to open a new window. Don't close YouTube. Open a new window. Type www.menti.com. M-E-N-T-I, menti.com. Yes? And once you type that, it's going to ask you for a code. The code is 531572. Hi Hardeep, many more happy returns of the day. May God bless you. Okay, 53 Menti code 531572. Guys, I want you to join fast. I'm going to start the quiz. Okay, by the way, guys, come on, please ensure you like, share, subscribe to Vedantu Young Wonders. Meanwhile, okay. So here we go. Come on, guys, join fast. Are you ready? Shall we start? I'm going to start the quiz in 15 seconds time. Okay, I think it's time. We got to start the quiz. Here we go. Guys, first question on your screens now. Dash hand is usually the shortest hand in an alarm clock. Guys, we just spoke about it when I explained you. Was it a minute hand, hour hand? Something is the shortest, alarm hand or the second hand. It was in grey color, just giving you a clue. Careful, careful. In an alarm clock, which hand, the needle, which is the shortest one? Good, good, Kunjilal, come on. Oh no. Okay. So many of you missed it. Guys, alarm hand. Let me show you guys this. See here, the grey color. Are you able to see this? Which is at, pointing at number 11. That is the shortest one. That's an alarm hand. Clear? Okay, moving back to Menti. I explained it. Whether you guys listened or not, I don't know. Casper, Niranjan, Ashu, Vishwajit and Shreya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. Bros' teams Vishwa, Ronal, Shivali and Mizan at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 respectively. Circuits, question number 2 on your screens. Which is not a part of the digital alarm clock? Digital alarm clock, one among this is not a part. LED LCD, series of gears, transformer, integrated circuit. Guys, if you are able to figure this out, I will understand that you guys have understood it. Hi Saksham, happy Raksha Bandhan to you too. Bhaskar, we will have it. See, we want to keep switching, giving you a variety of knowledge. So now we have temporarily kept the GK quizzes on hold. Started this series. We will go back. Wow, awesome guys. Most of you got it right. How can we have manual gears in a digital clock, right? There are no manual gears. 151 of you got this right. So Casper, Niranjan, Ronal, Biswajit, Shreya, top 5. Shivali, Chandra, Harley, Casper and Nikita. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. Awesome. So Casper is still at the top, guys. Come on, give him a tough shot. 3. Gears move the hands of the analog clock about using dash to keep the time consistent. Capacitor, oscillator, transformer or the oscillating wheel. Which is the right answer? Vijay, the code is 531572, but I feel that you are a bit late, Vijay. 531572. Guys, the gears keep moving in an analog clock with the help of what? Oscillating wheel. Come on, oscillating wheel it is. Oscillator is only that equipment. Oscillating wheel is the component which does that. Okay, oscillator generally is the function is totally different. 77 of you got this right. trust me, we haven't got the silver play button till now. The moment we get it in front of you guys only, we will open it. I promise you guys that. So Ayush at the top. Wow, Ayush has come to the top now. Keep it up, Ayush. Casper, don't use two IDs if you are the same. Casper 3, Ashu, Niranjan, top 5. Prithvi, Ronald, Bishwajit, Shreya and Manvi, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So kids, so the first American alarm clock was created by D.E. Prosman, Christian Huygens, Levi Hudgens, or none of this. Hey guys, I repeated it so many times, so don't break my heart by choosing the wrong answer. Yeah, someone was asking about analog clock, right? It is Christian Huygens only. The analog clock. This is a digital alarm clock. Levi Hutchins, guys. Levi Hutchins in 1787. So awesome. 157. Now you guys remember. Christian Huygens was the one who invented the other one. So what is, after 4 questions, where do we stand? Looks like Casper, what's up 23 at the top now, followed by Ashu, Ronald, Vishwajit, Shreya, top 5. Shivali, Vishwasai, Srinidhi, Soham and Vishwajit, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 respectively. And yes, guys, moving towards the closure question for today's how does it work series on alarm clocks. Who invented pendulum clock? Yes, guys, I think you guys all got it. You should get it now. Henlin, Christian Huygens, Levi Hutchins, George Thies. I think without my knowledge, I told you the answer. I didn't see this question actually. Time is up. Wow, 153 of you got this right. So guys, who's going to win? Is it Casper? Looks like Vishwajit is winning today's quiz, guys. Wow. Amazing, Vishwajit. Great job done. Keep it up. Many congratulations. And not just Vishwajit, guys. Shreya, Srinidhi, Vishwajit, Reddy, Joker, Ayushi Singh, Sri Vaishnavi, Vidya Shankar, everyone in the leaderboard. Amazing job done, guys. Many congratulations to all you guys as well. My dear kids, I hope you guys had a informative time. Now you know what are the 2 types of clocks, digital and analog, and how do they work. Typically, a pulse in an analog clock, there needs to be a manual mechanism. It could either be a key, a spring action, which gives the energy to create that moving, the gears moving. In a digital clock, through a circuit, you create that pulse. For everything, you need a source. Here in an analog, it can be in the form of a key. In a digital, it can be in the form of a battery. As simple as that. Right? So guys, lovely. So, talking to all you guys today. Hey guys, if you want to join for regular updates, you want to join our Telegram group. This is the link that you need to, use. t.me/Vedantu Junior. You know what is the best part? We already have tens of thousands of students in our Vedantu group. Please make sure you join the Telegram group and you would be able to get regular updates from us. t.me/Vedantu Junior it is. All you have to do is open your browser in your mobile, put this, it's going to pop up the Telegram installation. Do the installation, automatically you will be redirected. Okay? Awesome. Guys, if you like the session, do not forget to hit the like button. And newcomers, in case you have not subscribed, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel, guys. Okay, bacho, thank you so much. It was lovely talking to all you guys today. I will meet you guys at 6:30 with a beautiful session on guaranteed 2-marker questions in SST. Okay? Right? Meet you there at 6:30. Until then, bye-bye from Sundar Rabindranath, guys. Catch up there. Bye-bye.